Hello, good day, all my dear friends. I'm Oliver from Oliver Hobby. Here, let's see about this 4x4 Scania 770S with floating cabin, 3-light system, fancy lights. Yeah. Now, the cabin, after lift up, lean forward, both door can be open, and the door let will show you very fine mag. They close very tight. All this cabin built with details, they are very fine mag and all the gap fitting very well. So now we put a 2S battery already connected. After we push the power button, power on, the floating cabin servo will pulling directly locking this cabin. Check, power it on. Locked, secured. Now, after you start all the light system, that's the floating, yeah. After you start the sound system, you can start the drive. That bottom letter will show that's the two servo pushing the cabin for floating, also for self-lock. So now turn around and check out all the lights one by one. And also the turning light will be flashing light, warning light, yeah, after you switch it on. Also we can switch it off. Then pushing one side, we can switch on the turning lights. Okay, so top, yeah, also the front surface LED, check out. Now top and here. Off, on, this is only on, off. Another flashing, check. Switching on one by one, now it's on, also can switch into flashing. Different flashing, keep it on. Also this flashing, and here, check, we have another LED bar. Switching on, different flashing. Another one, this one. That's 3 LED board control, yeah. Okay, now maybe we're leaving it like this. Start the engine sound. Then we can start the drive. Flashing, switching it on. Now it's low volume. Switching, increase the volume. Maximum. Check the floating. There is a gap there. And see the rear side LED. Turning around. So rear side now also flashing. Make a turning. So flashing we can switch it off and be switching on steering LED. And backward, that's black. Reverse, white LED. Forward, braking red light. Reverse. Switch on flashing. So for other white LED, let's circulate to see again. Now this is on. It's forward also on, yeah. Here, same time working with the top LED, this one. Switch off and on. It's working together with the top white LED. So also here we have this all steel exhaust pipe. Middle it's running through, yeah. So future maybe I can try add smoking system to it when you drive it. Throttle coming smoke. We will try add to it. Now it is at low speed gear. This one 2-speed gearbox. Mainly important is the hub. All the rims inside have the gear reduction, so you can drive slowly with high torque for tolling. Now check the speed. Fully back. Full back at the low speed gear. Now low speed, fully ahead. Shifting to high speed, fully back. Now try high speed, fully ahead. Oh, that's very fast. Check again. Oh. Shift it back to low. Hear the engine throttling, throttle sound, rough. Now let's check the chassis. Volume down. Let's see the finely make the cabin details. Here floating, and all these each parts fitting very finely gap, yeah. And check the door. First on the door, the mirror with your back, turning out, and the door, the handle pulling open. There is a friction from the hinge connection, so this door very smooth, but still have the resistance for opening. It's a finely made because here, check the hinge. Yeah, this position, that's the CNC Mac block hinge, this part. So this hinge, they have the finely made surface, so they are a little bit tight but smooth to open. That's well done. Locking tightly. Same for the right side cabin door. So no shaking, yeah. Very finely made. And when you closing tightly, yeah. Very smooth surface. So now let's open the cabin. From top here, check this. On there's a bar pushing. We can unlock it, but we can only lift up like this angle because the floating 2 servo connecting bar is still pulling and supporting it. So if I power it off, the floating servo connection now I can pull it up. It's going up. Then I can tilt it more to forward. After I tilt it forward, now let's check the details. So all the cabin, side cover, mudguard, and this side cover mudguard, they are all plastic. But the painting is as beautiful as my phone. Very shiny, smooth surface. So here that's the locking mechanism for the cabin. And here that's the pin, locking into here, the hook. When sitting down, directly pushing and lock it. 12 battery, let's move it away. Let's check inside. So here that's the ESC for the driven motor. Its motor is inside this engine house. And then that's the gearbox, 2-speed. Since alloy housing and inside steel gears. So here that's the steering servo, main power connection. And this one, that's the Fury Bear floating, cabin floating system for controlling the 2 servo floating up and down. And under there, we have this one. We have the Fury Bear sound, the sound and light system. And we have another 2 light system for controlling the on top of the cabin and the front surface, this LED. So totally together you can tell it's 3 light system. Here that's the receiver, And all these are the LED board connections. Yeah. Also on top here we also have the LED board distribution block here. That's inside under the cabin. This one. So when we put in the battery in, we have to be align the wires. So the door, the cabin pushed down by the floating servo, it can directly lock in, not pressing on the wires. Yeah. So now if I check, you can see it good. So not touching the wires. So now if I power on the power switch, the floating servo will pull in and directly lock it. But before we do that, let's check out from the bottom. Yeah, I will be holding like this. So here we see that's the two servo connecting to the floating control board. That's the servo rocker arm. So when I power it on, it will be turning and pulling the cabin back, lock it. When normal running, these two servo is controlling the cabin floating up and down. And let's check all the details now. So that's the CNC alloy housing axle, rear side also, and rear side suspension with this rubber airbag. Yes, actually inside it's spring. So here, let's check how it's compressing. Yeah, this one. And here also have a cylinder inside have spring. This one, left and right. Right and left, yeah, reverse. And all this decoration, oil tank and box, they are steel one. Here from the CVT drive shaft, steel, yeah, and here transfer case. So transfer case go forward and back, CVT drive shaft. And on the axle, we have the differential lock here and here. And the servo, let's turn around. The servo is inside this metal box under there for the differential lock. Turn around to check. So here that's the servo pulling two wires for the differential lock. Now let's try it. So start the engine sound. Yeah, first I need to power on. Let's see again. Power it on, it will be self-locking the cabin. Locked, good, tight, yeah, already locked. Now, so here, servo first start the engine sound, then drive. So check, yeah, this position may be easier to see. From here, axle differential lock. Lock it, now it is 4x4. Unlock at the differential. Brake and high speed. Brake, low speed. So here that's the floating cabin servo rocker arm. When it's moving forward and back, brake, the servo will moving the cabin up and down. That's how it's moving. Fully range. So in all these four rims in the hub, there is a gearbox, planetary gears, steel one inside. Also the rear side, yeah, that's double tire, double rim. Inside have the gear. So when you drive, in the hub, gear reduction, turning the wheel less speed but higher torque. So actually when I check in, this CVT drive shaft when turning, yeah, this one turning almost 4 rounds, the wheel turning 1 round, you can see. So slow turning, the CVT drive shaft turning a little bit more than 4 rounds, the wheels turning 1 round. Slowly, you can see the wheels can turning very slow with a high torque. Speed up. So with gearbox reduction, with the axle reduction, and again the hub, the gearbox reduction, you have high torque for tooling a trailer, maybe also put excavator other models on it. So you can pull in, climbing with high torque slowly. Now let's light up all the LED. Flashing. And the rear side also on. Also now switch on this one, make it flashing. And the warning light, flashing light on. Engine sound to maximum. Let's do the pursuit.